You are listening to the Chompcast, the official podcast of Sword Chomp. And remember, you can always go to swordchomp.com, or you can access the many places our podcast is available for download. But if you're listening to the show right now, that means you found us. So welcome to the madness that is the Chompcast. You can also find us on Patreon. Patreon.com/swordchomp if you'd like to support us. We have a special VIP tier there, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Great show today. A shootout ensues as you're traveling through the forest. With blinding speed, enemy bandits on their horses approach you. You draw your revolver from the holster as a soft rain drizzles from the gray-tinted sky. Time seems to stand still as you unload 2 bullets into your foes. Kill shots right into the forehead. Your enemies' bodies go limp as they dangle from their panicking horses that flee. You breathe a soft sigh of relief, and your breath can be seen in the cold, misty air. Just then you notice several more bandits rolling up over the hill. You go to shoot them when a notification pops up, startling you. You need to clean your weapon if you'd like to inflict damage. What? That's right. Cleaning rifles, gaining weight, brushing your horse, all that crazy shit in Red Dead Redemption got us thinking about realism in games for the topic of the show. Has it gone too far? Is it just right? Realism, particularly in regards to gameplay elements. It's a broad but really interesting topic, I think, and very appropriate. So that should be a really fun discussion with help from the @SwordChomp Instagram community. Polls this week, so real you can taste them. That's right. We polled you about what the best looking console game ever is. It was Uncharted versus Horizon versus God of War versus Red Dead 2, and we have your choice. The Golden Age of fishing games, that was another poll we did. Toy Story 4, and much, much more. It's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get to some intros. The crew you know and love. Up first, from Texas, we call him the Filipino Johnny Depp, but I mean, you guys have heard of the Dos Equis guy, right? The most interesting man in the world? Well, we are launching our own campaign here. The world's most apathetic man. That's right. The ad features Fish vaping in a dark bar with 2 bored women at his side, scrolling through their phones as he looks at the camera and says, "I don't always vape, but when I do, who cares?" Fish is here. How you doing, Fish?
Hey, what's up? It's me, the most apathetic guy in the world.
World's apathetic? Yeah.
That's a correct response, I guess.
Yeah, nah. I don't always vape, but I don't care. World's most apathetic man. I did realize that as I was writing that joke, though, it falls apart at the very notion that the line, "I don't always vape," because we know that you always vape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you just told that commercial's totally lying.
It does not stand up to scrutiny.
No, it's a fraudulent commercial. Damn it. But that's okay. I'm still like to think of you as the world's most apathetic man. I'm glad you're here, Fish. Feeling good. You got a nice nicotine high going, stimulating the brain. Those apathetic sensors.
Always.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Glad you're here, Fish. So make sure you just douse us with your apathy over the next hour or two, okay?
All right.
If you can be bothered.
Your responses have not been as apathetic as I would like them to be. It's okay. Up next from Japan, Professor Layton joins us again. He wasn't here last week, so we missed him dearly. He is feeling spry and springy because he had a full night's rest, of course. How are you doing, Shay?
I'm good. I slept a healthy 1 hour last night, and
Wow.
I'm ready to do the podcast. I'm ready to show you guys the level of commitment I bring to this podcast on an almost weekly basis.
I love that tagline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's fairly apt.
That's true. Well, we're glad. If people don't know, because I like to let them in to sort of set the scene, it's hard to really paint that picture for people, but we're recording on a Saturday afternoon, which is really weird for us. strange. Everyone's discombobulated. Fish was napping. Josh was late. Shay slept 1 hour. I had a big incident with my fucking wife today, and we're podcasting at like 5, and well, it's 5 my time on a Saturday, so shit's
is
weird.
she different than your normal wife?
Yeah,
similar.
The fucking wife?
Similar. Very similar.
Okay.
But so yeah, it's kind of weird. But we're glad you're here, Shay. Shay actually, it's a true story. We bailed on the topic for this week, but for the first time in my entire life, Shay this week, he actually threatened me.
I'm going to be honest with you because I love you, Morgan. If you bring Far Cry 5 into that conversation, you're going to be so sad and hurt and angry. I would not recommend it.
Dropping threats on. Well, man,
That wasn't a threat. It was like a friendly warning. You bring this here, you're gonna walk away much more depressed about us and your situation than you previously were.
Yeah. Like, it's fine to yawn, just not looking up under the outhouse. Like, we're trying to help you out.
All right. I like that description there. It's not a threat. It's a friendly warning. All right.
Yeah. Josh, I relate it more akin to like when you're taking the saddle off of your horse and you're like setting it down on the ground really quick because you haven't to scratch an itch and your horse starts taking a dump and you weren't paying attention, so you get shit on. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, sure. You can follow that metaphor down the rabbit hole. No, we scratched. It's funny. We scratched the
poor rabbit. You just had to park the horse there. Like,
God, can you imagine that?
Well, if its hole wasn't so wide.
It's like a rabbit's hole, and it's just getting like mounds of shit just dumped.
It's the shit hole.
We already know how Fish feels about all the rabbits. The stupid bunnies digging in the dirt, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, now they gotta dig through horse shit.
Would that excite you more if they were digging through horse shit?
That'd be exciting, actually. If that was actually in the game, that'd be something to watch.
All right, somebody out there, get your horse to shit on a bunny, please, and we'll see what happens.
I was hoping you were gonna say, "Get your shit together."
Oh, there you go. Somebody out there. That's good. If you're somebody out there, get your shit together. I like that.
Any of you, just any. We really wish you would.
Somebody. Does anybody have their shit together? Yeah, no, that's funny. We shelved our topic about underrated games for another week, but I will say this as a precursor, I would not bring up Far Cry on that show because I think that it's rated perfectly, Shay. I think it's rated perfectly where it is. I don't think it's underrated. Among you guys, maybe, but this is a small bubble that I live in, okay? In the general broad scope of things, it's probably rated just fine. So.
True, you're fighting us world of haters. And world, I mean 3 other guys.
Mm-hmm.
In your world, you're fighting us 3 haters.
I actually, in typical Fish fashion, what he'll normally do is he'll like something and then bail on it with true apathy. But if I ever need to, I can go back and dig up those Far Cry shows, and I bet I can find about 30 sound bites where Fish was saying nothing but positive things about Far Cry 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And how great it is seeing the rabbits in that game just dig around in the dirt.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
How did Far Cry 5 engage you for like a month, but Red Dead didn't engage you for more than a day? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Who knows?
It still felt like a month.
You should have said, who cares?
Yeah.
He's pretty sure. It felt like he put the same amount of time into both games.
Mm-hmm.
One day in Red Dead does feel like a month in Far Cry, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes, so Shay Layton has returned to us on his 1 hour of sleep. But they say sometimes your best thoughts come when you're in that delusional state of mind, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm fully expecting to talk about animatronic turds and other things of that nature.
Animatronic turds. That's not a phrase I ever thought I would hear. But it's got me thinking now. You got me thinking. Anyways, and lastly but surely not least, the Rustler of Jimmy's, Joshua Fowler is here. And I will say, now I've turned into this weird sort of mock radio DJ, that an incredible typo turned into one of my favorite messages from Josh ever.
Go fuck yourself. A Fragrance for Fish by Calvin Klein.
I missed that. When did that
Did you?
happen?
Morgan was telling Fish to go fuck himself and got a few letters in the wrong spot there.
I think it was Fish telling me to go fuck myself, and he spelled it
Was
wrong.
it Fish? I didn't remember which way it went, but anyway.
It was Fish.
Yeah, it was Fish, but...
I didn't realize you sent a voice message. I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just somehow, those two letters mixed around made it really seem like it would be a fragrance. So...
Go fuck yourself. A Fragrance for Fish by Calvin Klein.
Josh really got that accent down. He's got that accent down.
Not to be confused with the SpongeBob voice.
Mm-hmm.
No. He's got that accent down. The Jimmy Rustler. See, Josh, you didn't even have to have an intro today. I
made my own.
You made your own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just play it for you. Homemade. And of course, I'm Morgan Barnes, General Mountain Time from Montana. And it's funny because we're talking about realism in games, and today's been pretty weird. It got me thinking, I think Red Dead dropped the ball in one aspect, because I just did without spoilers, I just did a section in Red Dead where I had to take this woman on a date, and it was like a nice, sort of calm date sequence. It was very nice. It was pleasant, charming. But, as I learned today in real life, your girlfriend or let's say your date would make you 40 minutes late to the movie you were trying to see. And then when you get there, you'd realize that you'd fucked up the time of the movie, which was my fault. And then you ended up fighting and just canceling the movie and asking for a refund and going to eat lunch instead, because that's just the fucking crazy way that life works. So I think Red Dead really dropped the ball there. If they really want to get the realism down, they need to get the little details. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever state they yeah. Anyway, the world of that game really does need to be set in General Mountain Time.
A time could just be totally perplexing.
Time already is perplexing in that game.
Yeah.
Josh had mentioned at some point that when you sit down and play cards, time just seems to speed up like crazy, and that happened to me. I was trying to clean this table of people in poker, and 2 days passed. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, I've sat down and played blackjack for a month in that game.
Yeah. Did your beard grow in real time?
I'm fucking dying out here. Give me some fucking food or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's the voice of the horse, but that's
give me some fucking food or something.
Is
it Adam Sandler?
Or something. I'm dying. I'm dying out here. Hey, I'm walking into this goddamn bar where the food's there because I need some fucking food.
When you went in to play poker, you were clean shaven, but when you left, you were Grizzly Adams. That's what happened.
My balls looked like a forest, and my pockets were filled.
Mm-hmm.
So your pockets were just overflowing with hair? Is that what you're trying to say?
I meant with the poker chips and the money. But yeah, he just shaves his balls. I can't talk. He can't. He shaves his balls in the bar and just puts it in his pocket. That's his strategy. What the fuck are you doing? You're just trimming the hedges.
You gotta trim those hedges.
Just putting them in my slacks.
But anyways, it's gonna be a fun show. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to support us, donate us, we have our Patreon page, patreon.com/swordchomp. All the people that donate to us on a regular basis, your donations.
Please don't donate us. Donate to us.
Donate to us, yes. Well, you can donate us if you want. I mean,
no.
Yeah,
no.
Fish really doesn't have any opinion about it.
That's true.
One way or the other.
Well,
whatever. Remember Squall?
Don't donate us. Don't donate us.
I blame Final Fantasy VIII for this. Whenever